Welcome in then to the latest edition of Extra Time. Gab bopping away. Frank not quite as into the music.
Right, this will go better.
This will go better than the show?
Yeah.
Well, the bar was set pretty low, so I think we should be okay. Yeah. Did you work out what mess you had on your jacket that you were cleaning off when Gab was explaining what was going on with Juventus?
Oh, and then I had a little dust around with my mic as well.
Yeah.
It didn't help. That was my fault. I'll take the blame for
the
that.
pizza you had today?
No, it wasn't that, and it wasn't definitely. No, I don't know what it was.
There you are.
Anyway.
He had pineapple on his pizza, Gab. Just to let you know.
No, I did not.
Gab.
I wouldn't believe that.
No.
Craig is a connoisseur when it comes to food. He's a bit of a foodie.
No. Yep. No, I'm not you.
Gab, how many more financial...
I think based on the average of Scots on the show, I think Craig would be the cultured one, yes? When it comes to food?
Oh, yes. Yes, but if you've got Stevie as the bar... Frank's cat on, it's more cultured. Gab, how many more financial levers will Barcelona need to find in order to do business these next two transfer windows? Do they now have to sell players with no Champions League revenue?
Like I said, I tweeted out this extremely complicated system that they use, so you can see how much money that, or actually you only really know at the end of the season how much money they're gonna miss out on. Finger in the wind. You would expect it to be between 30 and 50 million. It's going to depend that they lose. You could add to that the 40 million that they won't get in TV revenue because, of course, they've already sold that. That is offset, of course, by all the revenue that they got by pulling the levers before. So, they're sitting on a pile of money. At some point, that money will become less and less. It's obviously derailed some of their plan, but without being on the inside, I think it's extremely difficult to know exactly where they are. The good news is if they do want to sell players, they have a lot of players, I think, that where they would find takers for. But obviously, if you do that, then you risk becoming less competitive. So it's not a great situation to be in. Best to buckle down and try to win La Liga.
Question for Craig. Which has been a bigger fall in the Champions League? Juventus, who exited the Champions League group phase for the first time in 9 years, or Barcelona, who have not made the knockout phase in the past 2? Oh.
What's been the what?
The biggest fall.
Biggest fall? Oh.
You okay?
I don't know. Help me. Somebody answer it. I don't know. Biggest fall. Biggest fall by Barcelona.
It's Barcelona, because we knew Juve weren't good. Juve weren't good last season. They started the season poorly. Barcelona added all these very good players. They pushed all their chips to the middle of the table. So I think it has to be Barcelona, no?
There you go. Frank, how are you?
I just got there before, Gab.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, we got there.
Go back and look at the tape.
Yes.
I did get...
Yeah, so look at the VAR.
Look at a VAR.
You were over the line
VAR
first.
goes back. I just got Barcelona out.
Yeah.
It took me a while.
Yeah, before you jumped in.
Anyway.
Frank, we haven't got any questions for you, Frank. How's your day been?
I have.
What have you been up to?
My day, I'm in Normandy, and I got a surgery like fortnight ago, and my knee's getting a little bit better, and I went to the gym today. I work with the dog, and everything is nice. We have a good weather. It's mild, and it's not what normally we have in Normandy. So, and I had a very nice lunch with the mayor of Rouen. We talked about many things and the future. Voila, I can go to bed now. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Can't you have a lunch with a normal person? Why has it got to be the mayor of somewhere?
Excuse me?
Why has it got to be the mayor? Can't you just have a lunch with a normal person, Frank? Or they have to be dignitary?
Oh, no, because, I talked to the mayor because I'm the godfather of a big association, I would say, called Leboeuf de France, which is like the poppies that we have in England. And we have to deal with the... you have to deal with the November the 11th, which is going to be very soon, and all the D-Day and everything. So we had to talk, and we are in Normandy, So it has to be huge. And I have the League One involved because I work with the league, the French league, to make sure we're going to get money for the veterans, for people who died and the kids who are without a father or a mother. So we try to work. So it's why I saw him. And I have to go to the Ministry of the Army next week in Paris to work on that too. So that's why I talked to the mayor and we had a lunch on top of some other things.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, that was.
There you are. Gab, who did you have lunch with today?
His wife.
No, she doesn't want to have lunch with him.
I had lunch. Thank you. I had lunch all by myself while watching a
It's even worse.
replay of last night's senatorial debate between John Fetterman and Dr. Oz for the Senate seat in Pennsylvania.
I tell you what,
that's
I'm not going to get into it because we're not political.
That's our producer just went, let's not get into that. As if we were just about to launch
As a generalisation, some of these debates all around the country and in the UK,
Yep.
you just got their head wobblers, aren't they?
Right.
They're just head wobblers.
Okay.
So they really are.
Oh, there we go.
I wanted my head wobbled. That's why I
you are.
watched it.
Yeah, that's like.
For Craig, which Champions League team got their tactics absolutely right? Just kidding. This is a Pulisic question. Pulisic had an assist yesterday. Is he showing enough signs of improvement to become a starter for Chelsea?
I can't see that. Is that the question?
Yes, that's the question. Yes.
He did okay.
Yep.
He won. He made a good challenge for the first goal that helped Kovacic score. He had a little trot with the ball for the Havertz goal. Is it enough? I don't think so. But I think he's shown Potter that he can come in and do a job or come off the bench. I don't think it was startling, but it was a
At wing back.
It was at wing back. Yeah, at wing back. He was
Right.
Sterling on one side, who's not a wing back, and him on the other side. I don't know. I don't think it's enough, but it's not his position. I don't know.
Gab, when you're not eating alone or rewatching debates, you spend quite a bit of time with Chelsea fans. Where do they stand on Pulisic?
I can't speak for all Chelsea fans, but I
No,
do
but you
live very
speak
close
to
the
some.
stadium.
Obviously, we're in the States and we hear one side.
Yeah.
You're with Chelsea, or you just don't socialise with like the common people who go to Chelsea games.
No,
just the ones in the boxes.
So I think when it comes to match-going fans, Thomas Tuchel was actually very popular, and I think they like Graham Potter. I would hope that they realize that this is a really, and I'm in the minority here, so you're getting my opinion, not necessarily theirs, but I think this is a horrendously put-together team. And I think Graham Potter is somebody who needs time, and he doesn't have time because
Not
the fixture
Potter,
list is so
Pulisic,
congested.
Gab,
And that's
Pulisic.
why
It's only about Pulisic. That's all we care about.
I'm getting to Pulisic.
Oh, blooming heck.
I think they view Pulisic as a guy, right? He's a guy. He's a dude who's on the team, who comes on, he changes his
That's a
formation
dude.
all the time, he changes the setup. If I were a US fan, I'd look at this and be like, wait, Pulisic isn't going to be playing wing back in the World Cup, is he? No, I don't think so. So is this going to help me? I mean, obviously it's good if he's on the pitch rather than sitting on the bench hanging out with Hakim Ziyech, but I don't know what it necessarily means for him with a view towards Qatar. Nobody faults Pulisic's effort on the pitch because he always puts in a shift. Does he stand out? Are there people walk around saying, well, Pulisic has got to play? Tell you what, if there's people like that, they probably don't have West London accents.
Oh.
American.
Oh. Thanks, Craig.
Yankees.
Oh, I'm sick of it.
Frank, have you ever played?
I don't know what's wrong with you, Dan, today, but I don't know. I think it's because Halloween is upon us. You know, maybe it's why you're getting very mean to everybody. I don't know. What's wrong with you, Dan? Tell us.
I'm not getting mean to anyone. I just wanted Gab to get to the point. I didn't.
There's Pulisic's thing though. It's like, do you know, if you have the same meal every day, you get a bit sick of it.
Right. Well, Stevie doesn't.
Well, no, but he's He's
I think it's National Mincemeat Day.
One off.
He sent me somebody sent me a National
You know what I
Ground
mean?
Beef.
It's like it gets a bit. I
It's
don't
not
know.
a
tedious
thing,
with
is
the-
it?
With the Pulisic thing. I mean, look, I'll be honest
I
with you.
think it is a thing.
The US men's national team. I get it. The supporters. Is it going to make a huge difference if he has an extra few games or plays in the position to what they do at the World Cup? Probably not. Is it ideal? No, but we've been saying for years now he needs to go, or a couple of years, he needs to go and find his level. Otherwise, this scenario is going to continue because it's not just happened under one manager, it's now happened under several managers. How many times do you need to sit here and say the same thing about the same player before people realise? Do you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, might as well go and talk to the freaking wall
Yeah, right.
about Pulisic.
Frank, have you ever
Isn't
played?
Sorry, Craig, but isn't the difference with Pulisic is that if you break him down to his component parts, he's a very, very good player. At least I think he's technically very good. He can do certain things very well. He just seems to be in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong manager, who obviously doesn't see this as somebody that, let me come up with a system to accommodate him. But I think that's the frustration, and I'm assuming that's why he's still at Chelsea. That's why he hasn't asked to move somewhere else, because he looks around and he thinks, all right, I'm not significantly worse than the guys we're starting.
But I think to answer that briefly, nobody's come up with a system to suit him because he's not that important.
Right.
Do you know, he's just not important enough to try and rejig a whole team to find a player. It's not like fitting a Gianfranco Zola. It's not like trying to fit a Mo Salah or a Kevin De Bruyne. He's just a squad player there who can do a really good job sometimes, maybe not often enough, with injuries and all that. And I think it just seems to be such a hard pill for people this side of the pond to swallow.
Frank, have you ever played under a pragmatic manager like Conte, and how did you find it?
No, because I made some decision, and I'm going to be hard on Italian football because that was a different time, and Gab maybe will agree with me. At the time, when you were a defender, when you were playing in Italy, it was hard for you to be a little bit too offensive. And I never wanted to sign in Italy. I never didn't want to play. I saw Laurent Blanc play for Napoli and trying to go forward and being a lot criticized for his football. And I had kind of the same football because I like to attack. And I would never have fit with a coach who would try to stop me halfway, because I was a defender and only a defender. I had a chance to have coaches like Gilbert Gress in Strasbourg, even if I had a hard time with him. He was thinking offensively. Ruud Gullit was the same. Gianluca Vialli a little bit. But when Ranieri came up, I felt the differences between my football, my ideas of football, and his ideas. And I very quickly felt that it was my time for me to leave when he signed for Chelsea. Even if I thought he was an absolutely delicious person, nothing to say about the man, but it was more his ideas than anything else. But I never had to convince a coach that his pragmatism wasn't for me, and I had to leave. I didn't go to Italy at the time was enough for me to avoid that.
Final question. Gab, should the Gab and Jules show be renamed the Gab or Jules show?
Who is that from Mr. D. Thomas?
No,
Seriously, I'm going to get straight on the phone with Stevie, and because union-wise, you are bullying me with this story. We're going to the freaking World Cup. We'll be working for 33 days straight. If Jules wants to take a day off on Monday while they have the holidays here so he can spend some time with his family, especially with his wife who also works in football, never get to see each other, I have no problem with it, Dan. You need to stand up for yourself, and rather than picking on the working man here.
Well, to be fair, I much prefer it here than with my family, so maybe that's the problem.
By the way, I thought Jules was doing something important.
No.
I mean, you can't. You've got to juggle, haven't you?
Well,
Juggle.
gotta juggle it up.
Juggle.
That's it. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.